I told you earlier, earlier segment,
yes,
that Ethiopia here,
yes,
it's a problem.
Yes, you talk like that.
Ethiopia is a problem. The francophone countries and the anglophone countries in Africa, it's a problem. Even when it comes to international organizations, let's say in football, whatever, there's a big rivalry.
Yes,
between the francophone and the anglophone. Now we are coming to a situation where there is crisis in another country, and people are running towards your country. The African brotherhood, the African feeling, not to talk about the human feeling of saying, these are people in crisis. What can I do to help them? Even if Nigeria, which is their bus stop, is not even ready, can't you as an African country even make provision to house them? We saw what happened in when the war broke out in Ukraine.
Yes.
You saw how different European countries were welcoming their fellow brothers, Ukrainians, running.
Yes. Belarus and the rest of the American countries, providing
them shelter. Please be here until that was a major war. This one I just scared me, because the whole thing is taking place in the capital city.
This one are two countries.
These are
full-blown war.
Full-blown war. And people were ready. People were at the border to welcome refugees in. So you wonder, we have African Union. As I had expected that as soon as this thing started,
yes,
the African Union leaders will call an emergency meeting, not only to address the issue on ground, to also bring out guidelines on how to evacuate citizens. And I even think that the emphasis should have even been on how do you stop this nonsense that is going on
in the first place.
Where some rascals will just, because they have guns, they just come and play with the destiny of millions of people. They just come. Are they doing it for the interest of? That is another matter.
That's another matter. The real matter will bring the whole.
We had it in Mali. Yes. We had it in Gambia. Some individuals all come up and destabilize the whole place, and then people start running all around. So I expected that the African Union will quickly come up while they are trying to sort that out. They have a protocol. How do we evacuate these people? Because you can talk to these military men and say, okay, you must give us a corridor, a safe corridor, to get whoever wants to get his citizen out. So that is done. And once that is being done, you as a country, you begin to say, okay, how many, you get in touch with your embassy there. How many people do we have? That's another thing that is a problem. Because people just get into countries because sometimes our embassies don't care, so they don't bother. They go about doing their own thing. Otherwise, if you enter a country, you should really get into, especially for students. If you are going there for other matters, that's another. For students, we should have a list of how many students do we have in so place, and you do that because of emergency situation. So the country should have gotten involved with their own embassies. And I'm just saying this because I don't even think the embassy has that data.
All right. Now, but make we look, because people, like you said, the thing will don't happen. Now, different ball game, we even start this war. Make we look from the angle of crisis and crisis resolution. Inside the country, make we even leave what happened for Sudan, because more borrow leave. Because they say, now where then they advise, where past piki we get mama, they hear advice from a mama. Now dear piki we no get mama, they borrow, they collect free of charge, they
free
tap.
of charge. Yes, that's correct.
We don't need to wait before one group rise against the government with arm for this country before we start addressing some of these things will be issues. So now borrowing a leave from what did happen for Sudan, what you get to talk, especially for Nigerians, government, to in short everybody, both government, both Nigerians, both security agencies, what you get to tell them in as advice, make them see what did happen for Sudan here, so that anybody when they do anything where they do may know what in they do.
You know, as you talk this thing, I try to check Because you get one book when I started to read yesterday. Make I just get the name.
Yes.
The Pentagon's Brain. The Pentagon's Brain. Yes. When you read that book, you will see how a nation is supposed to prepare for any eventuality. And this book is even talking about something that has not even happened at all. That we don't even know whether it will happen or not happen. And they are already preparing towards it. I mentioned to you earlier.
Yes.
When IPOP started, it started small. Now they can't talk this. It was ignored.
Yes.
Even the governors of the South, they ignored it. The thing grow. Now,
even the people don't really
not pay attention.
Because
now,
even the people now, the thing is yes.
Now it don't get baby. The problem don't get baby. So it's the same thing with Boko Haram. That time, I remember when they started talking about Nigerians getting involved in terrorism issues in Afghanistan, in Libya, and you remember the Christmas Day bomber.
Yes,
I couldn't tell myself, say, this thing they come, it's coming, and we are not preparing. Where are we now? It has become a full-blown issue that we have been dealing with for the past how many years?
But what they needed to forestall or to avoid?
You know what the Englishman is saying? Nip something in the bud. Me, for instance, now, it get the way my body they act sometimes. Once it just act like that, I know what they come. So I go and sort myself out very quickly. All right?
Yes.
Last night, I was having itches in my eyes. I know say something won't happen. I quickly get up around 2 o'clock. Go take Laratidine. Otherwise, if you see me, they scratch my eyes. I get here now. So the things that you know will happen, you prepare for them.
Yes.
The things that you know are likely to happen, you prepare for them. People were saying, you remember when COVID came, people were saying, how did they do vaccine? Nah. These people, they don't arrange. But the people were not aware that some experts have been saying for the past 20 years that something is going to happen. We are going to have a crisis in public health. So let us prepare on how to do vaccine. Do you remember that in 2020 or so, 2 women won the Nobel Prize for vaccine for COVID-19?
Yes.
But the work did not start in 2020 or 2019. It started more than 10 years ago. They've been working on this thing. So whenever we expect that there is a problem, we should plan. For instance, now, rain they fall. They don't talk and say some part of the country will be overwhelmed.
Yes, by the flood. Yes.
You and I know the areas. You remember what happened last year or so for that Kogi Axis when the whole place was flooded and vehicles could not come over. Ask yourself right now, as me and you sit down here now, anybody they plan say just in case this thing repeats itself, make our petrol not go stay for Lokoja when we know we get them for, because at the point they say our petrol day for Lokoja. So that is how a nation prepares. We know what our problems are now. That internal crisis in terms of ethnic crisis, we know where they come from. We know which states they come from. We should see what happened with that guy in the Southwest. What's his name now? I don't remember. That finally
Yoruba Nation.
Exactly.
Yes.
They saw it coming. Whether they handled it well or not is not the issue now. But they moved and they handled the situation, right? Today, the Southwest is quiet. If they had done that for IPOP, for Boko Haram, we won't be where we are today. So the bottom line is, whatever is going to happen, I tell people that if you drive a car does not just break down. A car will give you signs that if na battery, every time you wake up, you know, say, is that a Kickstarter on a battery? So it will give you that sign. It is when you don't pay attention to that sign, now it will drop you for highway. So boy,
you bless you. I need to speak louder
before you hear.
You hear me.
There's nothing that happens that will not give you sign. And once you see that sign, if you are a sensible person, it could be even your health matters. You may be suffering from a particular disease. No disease. Not only Africa, they say you just wake up, you die, you be like something. There's nothing like that. Something must give you a sign. So, as a country, once we see that sign, please let us make arrangement to say, if this happens, what happens? If this happens,
what happens?
If this happens, what happens? That is the way you can protect the country. That is the way you can protect your citizen in any part of the world.
Wow. That is the way you can protect your citizen in any part of the world. Now, make we go back. We'll soon open the phone lines. 0903 22 29 797, 0818 22 22 205, 0818 22 22 206. All of those ones now the numbers we did there to call this morning. Now, make we go back to how tidy this whole evacuation thing, how tidy has it been so far?
Because evacuation can never be tidy. Let's not.
So it's not something that is not.
It's even when you plan for something, there is also eventuality. If they take bus, they carry 5,000 people. Number one, how do you get the buses in the first place? Because this is a situation where everybody wants to move their citizens. We saw United Nations people moving. We saw all kinds of people from Britain. So there is a sudden rush into a small space. So you have the logistics of getting the vehicles. You have the logistics of gathering the people. You have the logistics of moving the people. So it is never tidy. No matter how much you have planned.
All right. Who did decide this morning?
Now Monday again.
Monday from Kubwa, cool?
No, from Buhari.
From Buhari, rather. Sorry, from Buhari. Welcome, Monday from Buhari.
You see, all these things, the whole thing, waiting me official from this matter, there's something happening in our country where other foreign leaders know, where we will not know. How comes in all these things, other African countries, they know they respect us? They know they unite with us as a giant of Africa. Something is wrong. Something is wrong.
Monday, you also know say countries get their own policies and all that. Go ahead.
I understand. Even though they get their own policy, at least with the Africa relationship, at least our people cannot just be stranded like that. If Nigeria, we will understand.
Okay, so
this is terrible.
You the talk say make other nearby countries just welcome Nigerians, Abi.
Okay, look at it now. Even though in our Nigeria, how many foreign people where we say like they occupy the key position for Nigeria? We know. Even though the also citizens of Nigeria, now that they do labor, now the foreign country. I know if we just mentioned. Because of the safety of your radio. I'll be mentioned there for you now for the key security. IG, this, the foreign people, Cameroon, Niger Republic, way ahead our government here. God, this is painful, very painful.
All right. Thank you so much, my man, for that we don't talk.
I understand the point he's making. For instance, Egypt.
Yes.
Even if you don't want the people to come into your country, you can create a zone, an emergency zone.
Yes.
Say, okay, make us stay here temporarily.
At least do something.
You do something, and then you engage the country of destination. In this case, Nigeria. Say, okay, your citizens are here. Please let us work together to make this place comfortable. So if that happens, Nigeria will be able to make some provision, at least bear some of the burden of making their citizens comfortable while they are making it. But if you just throw up your hands and expect another country, but the point is that even beyond all of that, my brother, we are all humans, and we should have human feeling. If even your enemy, somebody they pursue and with gun they come, would you not even open your door and say, okay, go and enter? I hide first. Later we'll go settle.
Later we'll come back to our beef.
Make you don't forget, like this guy talk now.
Yes.
Even though we are not living according to the status of our name, but I also know that Nigeria has played a lot of roles in so many African countries. We know what happened in Senegal.
Yes.
We know what happened in
Burkina Faso,
different Liberia.
Liberia, Sierra Leone.
A lot of our resources.
Sierra Leone, Liberia.
To make sure that these countries do not go under.
Yes.
So there is also time for payback.
Exactly.
Other African countries should also like this guy talk.
Yes.
They should also respect the fact that we have sacrificed for the African continent. We should not forget that.
True that. Interesting. And that one's an interesting place to round them up. But then, make we just tie everything up with the one last, and they'll always make you leave that last solid comment when it be say, if by adventure, people don't take away anything, maybe not this last one, but the whole are strong. So your last word as we round up this morning. Yes.
Africa. We don't tire for this thing. We don't tire for all this struggle for power. That does not. Sudan is like Nigeria. It has oil. Have you seen the pictures coming from Sudan? It makes you cry.
It don't look nice.
It don't look nice. So can't we for once live above these little squabbles and make life good for the continent? So that our people, our children, they make us cry to see our children. They walk up for desert, they go Oyibo country.
They find the hustle.
They hustle, say they're ready to die. To get to Europe. Doesn't it make us feel bad?
But is it that bad here? Because we talk about everybody get right to go study anyway. But is it that bad here that Nigerians have to go to certain countries?
Let me tell you something. When I saw that number, 5,000.
Is it that bad
Nigerians,
here?
Hold on now.
Yeah.
You know the question I asked myself? Says people don't they come Nigeria to study. I want somebody to provide the data. All the foreigners when don't come Nigeria to study, whether they did up to 5,000 from day one till now.
All?
Yes. That for Sudan,
from one country, I'll be all
from all the countries in the world. Yes. Whether it reach 5,000 people, whether it reach, then take a census of all the students, foreign students that are in Nigeria right now. How many will they be? That Nigerians, 5,000 Nigerians will be in Sudan studying. We are not talking about the ones in Benin Republic or Benin Republic. We are not talking about the ones in Ghana. So we should begin to ask ourselves this question: why are people fleeing? You are saying whether it's bad. Jump about 1 million they put in for admission, right?
Yes.
Out of that, only about 30% now they get admission. So that balance of 70%, where you want make them go school. That's the question.
Wow, big question.
Yes.
And that big question mark, so we'll hang them for wall, make it there they look all of us for eye. Big question mark. Big question mark. Thank you so much, Safil.
You're welcome.
Anytime when we get you for studio, it makes sense. We'll get richer, fuller conversation. Thank you for your time. We'll expect to get you again soon.
Yeah.
Now, so we're going to draw the curtain for Inside of Super Citizen at sunrise this morning, 4 minutes to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, we did dive in inside the newsroom. Make we hear what in the information when they're on board. Make we hear what did happen for the world. All right, they call me the chief priest. Thank you so much for everybody who don't call us since morning. Go reach just now. The names them plenty. Hey, Maxman from Apo, Monday from Buhari, Jeremiah from Outa, Isa Shiku from Massacre, Kennedy from Karu, Bode from Yanya, David from Central Area, Haruna Sule from Sabon Huse, Philip from New Cairo, Clement from Maraba. Thank you so much. Make we do them again tomorrow, 3 minutes to 9 o'clock on a good morning.
This is our journey.